Want more horsepower in your head? Well then, here are 9 riddles and brain teasers that'll boost your brain power. Scientists have proven that riddles help you boost your thinking abilities and improve your attention span. Are you ready to solve some puzzles that flex your brain muscles? Number 1. We'll start with a warm-up. I'll give you 10 seconds to tell which glass has more water.
Okay, so which glass has more water in it? To answer this question, you have to raise your hand so that I can unmute you and you can reply to this question. Raise your hands fast. Okay, Shaurya, I have unmuted you from my side.
Ma'am, B.
B. And can you give me the reason why B is having the more water in it? Okay, no problem. Why B is having more water in it? Because the clip which is placed inside B, it is allocating or it is occupying a very less space as compared to other objects which are occupying the more space as compared to the clip. So that space is allocated now to water. That is the only reason why why B glass is having more water in it. Next puzzle.
Water in it. They all look identically. Correct answer is the paperclip takes up the least amount of space. If you take all the things out of the glasses, you'll see that glass B has more water. Number 2. Now that's what I call a feast.
We are not doing this puzzle. Let's move to the third puzzle now.
What figure should replace the question mark? You've got 10 seconds to figure it out.
Raise your hands, those who want to answer this question. Which can be the sixth figure? Okay, Soumya, I'm going to unmute you. You can answer to this question. Yes. Soumya, I'm not able to hear you. Yes, speak now.
Ma'am, here some kind of figure will come as like this one.
Okay. Okay, let's see now what is the correct answer. Okay, you can mute yourself, Soumya.
So, did you manage to see the hidden pattern in these weird shapes? They are all numbers with their mirrored reflections to the left.
Okay, so they were all numbers with the mirror reflection of that number. Anyone has not imagined like this, that this can be the number. Even when I have seen this video first, I was also not able to guess what exactly this is, which is the mirror images of the numbers.
Left. So the right answer here is a 6 and its backwards twin. Number 4. Can you find a totally symmetrical...
Okay, so we are going to do only 2 puzzles. Now, this is what we call as a logical thinking, in which we have to put some concepts, put some knowledge, and then we have to think logically what the situation demands, or what will be the exact answer of the puzzle. So this is known as logical thinking. So basically, at the time of computer programming, what is computer programming? Computer programming means you are giving instructions to the computer that how it should work. Because as we all know that computer is just a machine. It's just a machine means it cannot do anything by itself. Computer is having a zero IQ. Zero IQ means it cannot perform any function by itself till the time you will not give any instructions to the computer how to perform that operation. For example, if you will ask a question from computer which computer which you have for that. If you have not given any instructions how to do that question, computer will not be able to give the answer to that question. Suppose if you have not given any instructions to the computer how to do multiplication, computer will not be able to do multiplication, because it's just a machine like a fan, TV, fridge, AC. And all these machines, we have given some instructions to these machines so that they can work accordingly. For example, I have given the instructions to the microwave that it can heat up the food, but the same thing cannot be done by AC or fridge or any other thing, because only that particular instruction is given to the microwave, and only how to cool up the environment, that instruction is given to the AC only. So no other device can perform that action. Similarly, computer is also a machine which can perform only that task for which you have instructed to it. If I'll give a instruction to computer on how to do the calculations, then computer will be able to do only calculations, nothing else. So in the same way, computer programming means the way we give instructions to the computer, that is known as computer programming. Now let us understand this with the help of this video.
Computer coding for kids. What is a computer program? A computer program is a set of instructions that a computer follows to complete a task. Coding, or programming, means writing the step-by-step instructions that tell the computer what to do. We are surrounded by computer programs. Many of the devices and gadgets we use each day are controlled by them. These machines all follow step-by-step.
Twinkle, note down the name of Pavan and Ujjwal. They both are late in the class.
Instructions written by a computer programmer. Cell phones. Programs allow you to make a phone call or send.
Okay, so like we have given instructions to the mobile phone that it can make a phone calls, it can send the text messages, we can do searching using the mobile phone. So whenever we try to search a contact from the mobile phone, first it check the instructions how to find out the correct phone number. Then only if the instructions are correct, then only computer or the mobile phone will be able to work in the same direction or in the correct direction. Till the time instructions are not properly, it will not be able to respond properly. So every device is fed with some instructions, and if it will be able to follow those instructions properly, then only it will be able to proceed.
Send text messages. When you search for a contact, a program finds the correct phone number. Computer software. Everything a computer does, from browsing the internet to writing documents or playing music, works because of code written by a computer program.
So what it is saying, what is computer software means, it's a instruction, it's a set of instructions which we have given to the computer, according to which computer is doing everything from browsing, from writing document, from playing music, from playing games. For everything is doing according to that instructions. If we will give incorrect instructions to the computer, it will also do incorrect task, or incorrect, it will not be able to proceed in the correct way. So this is because of the instructions what we have given. According to the instructions only it will work. Okay, so where all these instruction goes in the computer, it is installed or it is written in the chip, and that chip is placed inside the motherboard. Motherboard is a hardware part, but and chip is also a hardware part, but the coding or the instructions which we have written in that chip is the software part. So without software and hardware, that is why computer is incomplete without software and without hardware. Suppose if you have only the hardware part and you don't have given any instructions in that hardware, Computer will not be able to do anything. Similarly, we have only suppose if we have only the software part, or we don't have the hardware part, then where we will put that instructions? So without hardware and or without software, computer is incomplete. So I hope everybody is understand that what instructions are and how can we, not how can we give the instructions to the computer. Now let us see how to give instructions to the computer. Now we can give instructions to the computer in two different ways. We have so many different programming languages using which you can give instructions to the computer. But before giving instructions to the computer, first we need to make either algorithm or flowchart. So in this chapter, first we will prepare algorithm and flowcharts. And then in the next chapter, we will learn how to give instructions to the computer. So right now in this chapter, we will follow the first step before giving instructions to the computer. What we need to follow before giving instructions to the computer in the terms of programming language, we need to draw either flowchart or algorithm. Now, what is this algorithm and what is this flowchart? Let us see that. Okay, so what is algorithm? Algorithm is basically the step of simple English language which is written to perform a particular task or to solve a problem. Means like suppose if you have to make a milkshake, then what steps you have to follow to prepare that milkshake? If you will write all those steps in a simple English language, that is known as algorithm, or the sequence of steps if you will write on a particular paper in simple English language, that is known as algorithm. Algorithm can be written for any task. Algorithm can be written for any task. Beta, everybody is requested to mute yourself. Don't unmute in between. So basically, algorithm is just a simple written steps. Next is now, if anybody will unmute himself or herself now onwards, I will send you outside the class. I will not allow inside. Okay. Now, like suppose we have to write an algorithm to calculate the speed of car. If this is a task which computer has to perform or which you have to perform, first you need to know that what is the formula for calculating the speed of car. And what will be the formula for calculating the speed of car? That is speed equals to distance upon time. Distance upon time means the distance covered by a car in a particular time. Like suppose in 1 hour, how much distance is covered by that car? If you know the distance and you know the time, then only you will be able to calculate the speed of the car. So let us write the algorithm for this task. How we will write? For writing the algorithm, the first step should always be the start and last step will always be the stop. So here, this is how we write the algorithm. I'm going to the previous slide now. Twinkle, just note down one more name. Ujjwal, just mute yourself. Nina is also late in the class. Okay. Now, let us see how to write the algorithm for calculating the speed of car. So step 1 will be the start. Second step, you have to note down or you have to input or you have to take the distance covered by the car and the time taken by the car. So you have to take two inputs from the user. One is distance and one is car. Either you can write it in this form, note down the distance and time taken by the car, or you can also write like this, take distance and take time. Next step will be divide distance by time. Then in the third step, you have to write the formula. According to what formula you are going to calculate. So that is time, divide the distance by time, or simply you can write speed equals to distance by time. Step 3 will be like this. Twinkle, note down one more name, that is Priyansh. Fourth step will be print answers after division. Now, whatever the answer you are getting after division, that has to be printed. So this will be the fourth step, and the last step will be stop. So this is how we have written the algorithm for any particular task which you have to perform. First step will be always start, and last step will be always stop. In between, you have to tell what you have to do. Like first we have to take the distance and time. And in the third step, you will write the formula for calculation. And in the fourth step, you will print the output. Now let us take the example of one more algorithm to understand the concept. Like suppose this is an algorithm to calculate the sum of two numbers. So how we will write? Step 1 will be start. Step 2 will be enter two numbers A and B. Now what is A and B here? A and B are the variables. Variables means the user can put any number in A and any number in B. So it is totally dependent upon user what he is entering. Okay, Shreya is saying that she's not able to understand the algorithm. Okay, Shreya, I will repeat once again. You just see the example which I'm showing right now. Basically, what algorithm is means like suppose if I have to do any task, if to perform that task, what steps I have to follow. If I write all those steps in simple English language, is known as algorithms. Suppose like I will tell you write an algorithm to cook Maggie. Then you will write all the steps in English language. That will become an algorithm. So it happens like this
Excuse
only.
me, ma'am.
Yes, Ujjwal.
Ma'am, can I rejoin?
Yes, you can rejoin. What problem you are facing?
Ma'am, I cannot see the screen.
Okay, yes, you can rejoin. Okay. So this is the second algorithm.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am,
Yes. Yes, Ritesh, tell me fast. Ritesh, I am not able to listen to you properly.
Your
Just
voice
write
was
down.
cracking. Ma'am, I can also rejoin.
Yes, you can. Okay. So in algorithm, like suppose now we have to write an algorithm to calculate the sum of two numbers. Then how do we calculate the sum of two numbers? First step will be start and the last step will be stop. In second step, you have to take two numbers from the user. That first number I'm going to store in it A, and second number I'm going to store in B. So we have taken two numbers A and B from the user. Then C, in step third, we have to write the formula for calculating, that is C equals to A plus B. Twinkle, just note down one more name. Nandini is also late in the class. So C equals to A plus B. So C is the third variable here where we are storing the values of A and B together. Fourth step will be print C, or whatever the output you have got in any other side. Like this is not compulsory that I have to take A, B and C only. I can take enter two numbers F and G, and in third step I can write sum equals to F plus G, and then fourth step I can write print sum. So these are just the names of variables which can be any name. It is not compulsory that you have to take only A, B and C. You can take any name, but it should be an alphabet. The variables should be only the alphabets or a word. It cannot be a number. Clear? So fourth step will be print C and the fifth step will be stop. Similarly, if I tell you to write an algorithm to divide two numbers, then the algorithm will be start. Second step will be enter two numbers A and B. Then third step will be you can take D equals to A divide by B, and fourth step will be print D and then stop. In the same way, you can write any algorithm. Yes, Arohi, you want to ask anything? You can ask.
Ma'am, ma'am, A plus B is equal to C. Ma'am, C is the answer of these both numbers which we have plus.
Yes, C is the answer, but it is not the answer exactly. It is just a variable in which we are storing the answer.
Okay,
So it
ma'am.
can be anything. It can be sum, it can be D, it can be H, it can be anything. It is just a variable. It is, you can assume it as a storage location where you are putting your answer. So it is not
Okay,
exactly
ma'am.
the answer. Okay, Soumya is saying she's not able to understand step 4. Step 4 means here, Soumya, you are printing the answer. Print C means we have stored the answer in C. If you are storing the answer in D or sum or any other number or any other variable, then you can print that word or that alphabet. Okay, you can ask directly if you want to ask. You can unmute yourself and ask, Soumya. Now, if anybody wants to ask anything, you can raise your hands first. I will tell you to unmute and you can ask then. Beta, first raise your hands. Those, Soumya, I'm not able to understand what you are saying. You can put your message in the chat box. Anybody else wants to ask anything related to algorithm we have done today? Raise your hands. Those who want to ask anything from the algorithm. Okay, I hope algorithm is clear to everyone now because nobody is asking anything. Soumya, I'm not able to hear you because I think your internet connection is not proper. So you can just put a message in the chat box. Okay, Shivam, you want to ask anything? You can ask. Shivam, you want to ask anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So we are doing only this much today. In the next class, we will learn how to create flow charts. Now, first, before starting any program, we need to either create an algorithm, write an algorithm, or create a flow chart. The difference between algorithm and flowchart is this only, that algorithm is written in simple steps of English language and flowchart is the same steps if I'll write or if I'll present in the form of charts or in the form of graphs with the graphical representation. If I'll write all these steps in the form of charts or graphs, then it will become a flowchart. Means if I'll convert it into using the pictures, if I'll convert this algorithm into picture, it will become a flow chart. So basically both will tell us the steps only which we need to follow to perform a particular task, and later in the next stage we will convert these steps into program. That we will see how to convert into program, that we will see in the next chapter. So right now I'm winding up the session here because I think everybody is clear with the algorithm. What is your homework for today? I'll message you in your WhatsApp group also, and I'll put it in the software.